Yo, welcome back, guys. So, got an email here I want to look at and address and answer. Let's just have a look through it. Here we go. I'm doing this on the fly, so bear with me. Hello, dear sir. I've been watching your videos for a couple of weeks and they helped me a lot. Now I can finally understand how my voice works. I've been doing some exercises for the SLS, lip tongues, lip rolls, tongue trills. Not a problem for me, but I still can't sing through the verse bridge without sudden change in my timbre when it comes to vowels. Also, I can do lip tongue trills very smoothly, only on a long scale with high tempo. I'm really struggling to do the 5-tone scale with a low tempo. Probably it's because on a long fast scale there is no time to think too much. I just let my voice do what it wants to do. Can you please give me some suggestions? Here's the examples. Thank you in advance. So we've got a couple of audios we'll listen to in a sec. But let's just get rid of this. Firstly, let's just think about this. I like what he's said, because he's answered his own question already here. Probably it's because on long fast scales there is no time to think. There's not too much time to think. You just let your voice do what it wants to do. That's the beauty of broad, long scales. Yeah, you're not necessarily going to sing on an octave and a half in a song, but if it's quick, you've got no option but to release, because you can't pull up an octave and a half. It's just not possible. So you have to release, whether it's breaking, whether it's flipping, or whether it's connected. The key is that it forces you to just go. You've got no time to think. Conversely, on a 5-tone scale that's short and slow, you've got a lot of time to think, and you've only got a little, a small interval of notes. It exacerbates the tendency to dwell, to think, to anticipate the high note. Very easy to pull up, especially in the mid-range. Problems you wouldn't have to deal with on a long, fast scale. So that's correct, absolutely. So what I would suggest in terms of solving that is to gradually work your way into those shorter, slower scales, and just accept that they're harder for that reason, and they'll take more time to master, because the fear and the anticipation is one of the hardest things to get rid of as learning singers as adults. Learning to sing without fear is hard and it takes time. So part of it's just accepting, okay, this scares me a bit, let me go to something that doesn't scare me, the long fast scales, and then see if I can gradually drag that into the rest of my practice. At that point, you're more dealing with the mental problems than you are with the technical problems, because you should be able to get a sense of the technique by executing the long fast scale and then trying to translate that over without the change in mindset. So at that point, you're dealing with mental problems, mental challenges, should we say, rather than technical ones. But this happens all the time when you're learning to sing, so it's very normal. But let's have a listen to these examples now, because he says he's changing the vowel as he goes up, and I want to have a see what he's doing. Let's have a listen to both of these. Let's listen to the longer one first. It's mostly pretty good. I mean, there's this loss of compression halfway through that, but it's released. It's not necessarily a problem. That would probably just mellow out as you just did it over and over a few times. Even connects more on the way down anyway. Yeah, sometimes you can feel that connection on the way down first, then you just need to translate that back up, because on the way up the tendency to pull is usually a lot more pronounced. Yeah, so there's not much changing going on there. It's pretty good, that, to be honest. Sudden change in timbre. Now, if you're talking about the fact that it's releasing into a heady quality, on lip rolls and tongue trills, that's generally going to be what happens. Unless you're deliberately putting it in a mix underneath that, you could approach it in different ways. But generally, when people do lip rolls and tongue trills, they're focusing on release first. So they're trying to find those release muscles. underneath that's just is just a released tone. So that's fine on a lip roll or tongue trill. That's what you want. You want to release, you want it to flip and break, and then you want to try and connect that up gradually. That's the goal. Yeah, it's very rare you do a lip roll with the goal of being mixed underneath. Sometimes, but typically it's release focused. So low compression, prioritizing release. It's fine, no problem at all. Let's listen to the other one, see if there's any obvious changes in that. Okay, this is going to be easier. Okay, so let's start with this G. We start there. There's a change of compression. So this is what, when we talk about nuanced compression skills, talk about understanding closure, this will be a good video for you. So we got up, a lot of compression, and then a shift in the compression. That's the best I can mimic that. Let's listen back again. Yeah, it connects a bit better on the way down. But the goal is we want to find a similar sound. So when we start this, rather than starting here, my friend, why don't you start here? Because you'll find that will connect very easily because the compression level's staying even. But you can't have, you can't mix oil and water. If you've got a loss of compression at the top and heavy compression at the bottom, you're going to find that it disconnects and breaks. There's a change in timbre, a change in quality. If you just start it from a different spot, rather than now you could start it from there, but you'd have a different result because you've got to take that through. You would have, let me just check I'm in the right key. You basically have if you kept the compression even, that's what you'd have. Something like that. I don't know singing today, but you get a sense of what it would sound like if it was heavy through there. So you've got to make a choice, one way or the other. Either you compress the whole thing, or you start from a different spot and keep it light the whole way through. But you've got to keep it the same. If you're changing it and you're saying it's changing, I'm thinking, well, yeah, it's changing. As simple as that sounds, that's what's going through my head. I'm like, yeah, it's changing because you're changing something. So I'm saying to you, don't change anything. Keep the compression either thick through there, which you're typically not going to want on a gi because the gi is designed to help you release. It's a heady vowel or a vowel that wants to drag you towards head, and it tends to lean towards less compression typically. So start that gi from here. Gi, gi, gi. Yeah, it's right here on a kind of light closure. If I was talking to you, it would sound like this. It wouldn't sound like this. It would sound like this. So can you talk to me like this? And can you say gi, gi, gi? That's where you want to start. That will connect to the top. Now we've got the same problem on the next one. Yeah? So we've got nay, 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 nay. We've got a loss of compression again. So again, same thing. We've either got to lighten up the bottom or heavy up the top, I guess you'd say. So either we're going to have nay, 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 or we're going to have nay, 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 nay. But we don't want it to change. So the reason the timbre is changing is because there's a shift in compression. So you've got to learn, how do I change the pitch and not change the compression or the closure, that arytenoid closure that's coming in, yeah? As I set this, or gee, 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 I have a different sensation here. The closure feels different to me. You've got to latch onto that, set it, and maintain it as you change the pitch. When I talk about isolating muscle groups, separating functions, this is a very good example of that. Because I would bet when you're listening to this video and when people are watching this, and the way I explain it, they're going to think, yeah, duh, this is so simple. And in some ways it really is simple, but I understand when I remember doing exactly this and wondering, why am I not connecting? Why is it always breaking? And until I had somebody kind of show me ABC, just really make it very clear like I have in this video, I would go around there for weeks and months, round and round, just lost, and I couldn't figure out why. And as soon as someone said, yeah, just keep it simple, man. Keep the sound the same. Just take it up and down, change the pitch. Don't make it overcomplicated. It made more sense to me. Just those little examples I've given there are going to make it so clear to people. It's like, okay, set the compression, set that sound, and just keep it the same and change the pitch, and it will connect. You'll find it will connect immediately if you just keep the vowel the same and don't let that compression change. If you start heavy, you've got to either commit to it heavy, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend when you're learning, or you've got to start light and keep it light the whole way through. But don't expect, if it's very heavy at the bottom and very light at the top, that it's going to connect easily. It's not. It's going to sound disconnected, and it's going to be hard to make it sound connected because they're different compression levels, so they will sound disconnected. It's just the nature of different compression levels. When you change it, it will sound different. The quality will change. Now, a lot of singers do this for stylistic purposes. I think of Adele often flipping up, doing little things here, intricate things that she does. That's a stylistic choice she's making, but she makes it obvious and it's deliberate, so the singer knows. But obviously, when it's an accident and you can't get around it, it's very frustrating. The key thing is, set it, keep it the same, change the pitch, just like I showed you in this video, and you'll find you connect easily and the timbre won't change, and it will be simpler for you, man. So just keep it simple. You're actually onto some good things here. I like those lip rolls, and with this information, you're gonna get some help, some good help. So have a good day, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want my help personally, you can book a one-on-one training session. Drop me a message. My email is in the description. And if you feel like this message was of value, then please feel free to make a donation equal to that value. Again, donation link is in the description. And finally, please share this video with other singers you know. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in another video. Bye.